What is header versioning and API versioning? Imagine you're trying to keep your app updated without confusing your users with new URL every time you make a change. That's where header versioning comes in. It's a way to tell your server which version of the API you want to use, but instead of putting that in the URL, you include it in the request headers. When you send a request to an API, you usually specify what you want with the URL. But with header versioning, you add a special header like accept version, API version, or even a custom one like XAPI version. For example, your request might look like this. You send a GET request to API resources, and in the headers, you include accept version. The server then reads that header and knows to give you the second version of the API. This method keeps your URL clean and simple. Instead of changing the URL for each new version, you keep the same endpoint and just tell the server which version you want in the headers. This makes your API look tidy and easy to read. It also helps when you want to support multiple versions at the same time. The server can route the request to the correct version handler based on the header. Versions can be simple numbers like 1 or 2, or they can be more detailed, like semantic versions such as v2.0.1, or date-based versions like 2023-0329. The choice depends on how your API is structured and what makes sense for your users. One advantage of header versioning is that it separates version information from the resource path. This means your URLs stay consistent, no matter what version you are using. It also makes it easier to update your API without breaking existing clients. However, it does add some complexity. Clients need to remember to include the correct version header with each request. And your server has to be set up to read these headers and route requests properly. Sometimes, caching and proxy servers need extra configuration because the version is not in the URL. From a backend development perspective, header versioning offers a flexible way to manage multiple API versions. It allows you to evolve your API without cluttering your URL or forcing clients to change their links. It's especially useful in complex systems where keeping URL clean and separating concerns makes maintenance easier. In summary, header versioning is a smart way to handle API updates. It keeps your endpoint simple, supports multiple versions at once, and helps your backend stay organized. Just remember, it requires good server logic and clear communication with your clients to include the right headers every time.